What's going on, guys? My name is Austin Mowell. That is Nick Price. We are with Blue Chip Scouting, and we are coming to you today for the second to last of our team mock draft series. We are taking control of the GM chair in Detroit, and we are going to fix the Detroit Lions, who drafted pretty dang well last year. We're going to try and match that in this one. We're using the Rise and Draft mock draft simulator because it's the best one right now in our
By
opinions.
far. Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. This team has the second overall pick, so we don't have to wait too long to pick a player.
As well as 32, which
32.
Which could be quite interesting. So
might be taking a quarterback in the first round.
Right.
All right. And no surprise there. Aidan Hutchinson goes number 1 overall, which makes
Although he might not. He might not.
This makes it a little bit more difficult, but not really. Quite frankly, I don't think that this pick should be anyone other than Kayvon Thibodeau, even if Aidan Hutchinson was there.
Yep.
But that's just my opinion. They could obviously take Tracy Walker, who's gotten a lot of hype recently and could very well be the number 1 pick on Thursday. But for this mock draft, we're going back to the Oregon well, as long as Nick agrees with me here, and we're taking Kayvon Thibodeau.
Listen, as much as I like Aidan Hutchinson as a prospect, Thibodeau's still my top player on my board, or as far as edge rushers go. I think he has tremendous upside. He's uber athletic, has really strong hands. I like how he defends the run. Is really good on that gap penetration, like inside move. And I think he's a perfect fit for what Detroit wants to do. I mean, they already got the Okora brothers in town. Their interior is stacked with Michael Brockers, Levi Onwuzurike, and Aleem McNeil. And really, the only thing they other need on the defense is probably a linebacker, although I heard they do like their linebackers. So, aside from that, and safety, of course. But I have no issues with this pick. Thibodeau's awesome. He should be the pick if Hutch isn't there. So, send it in.
They definitely do need some more pass rush help. According to the depth chart I'm looking at, you've got Romeo Okwara and Charles Harris starting. And Harris had a quiet 7.5 sacks last year.
Yeah.
But he's just not the guy you want as your premier edge rusher. And with Romeo Okwara having some injury issues, just get your guy in Kayvon Thibodeau here. And now we're at 32. And
okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Because I think Jahan Dotson, at least for me, has been like a popular wide receiver pick for them for a good while. Obviously, they already have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had an incredible rookie season for the Lions. No surprise there. But they do need a true number 1. They have DJ Chark, who's a really good, solid number 2. But I think signing someone like Dotson would really just round it out perfectly. But you also have David Ojabo here. Now, granted, Ojabo has Achilles tear. But you could stash him. You're not really, granted, I'm pretty sure they extended Romeo Okwara. But
I believe so.
Okwara's solid, but he doesn't have the same upside at this point in his career as Ojabo does. Granted, you have to worry about injury, and the same thing could be said for Boye Mafe. Lewis Cine is also here. Cine's a guy who has really gotten a lot of buzz in the last couple weeks, ever since the combine, really. And I heard he's maybe in play to go within the top 25 picks. Getting him here, having him here is incredible value. But Austin, I'm gonna let you delineate this one. Also, Desmond Ritter's here.
We're not going to take Desmond Ridder here.
Good.
The reason I like the idea of taking a David Ojabo, and I'm not saying that's what I want to do, is because I don't think there's a coaching staff that is safer right now, despite being not super successful, than the Detroit Lions. Because Dan Campbell had these kids fighting every single week, every single play. They were playing their hearts out for him. So they have time and they can afford to wait. But I think we need to go with Lewis Cine here. I think that the Jaguars are a safety threat. I know we have 34, so we really don't have to be super worried about this pick. But they did sign Deshaun Elliott, who doesn't really have the best case of health so far in his career.
No, he does not.
And Tracy Walker, not someone I really want to be playing. From what I've seen of Lewis Cine, and again, I'm not the analysis guy this year because I didn't watch as many players. But from what I've seen and what I've read about Lewis Cine, he's going to come downhill. He's going to hit you hard. He's got great instincts, and he can play in coverage. Yes. Sounds like a safety you can take here. So let's go ahead and get Lewis seen in the Motor City and see what happens at 33 with the Jaguars before we pick again. They took Logan Hall. So,
which I don't hate. I really don't hate for that because they went Hutch at 1 and got Hall, which a good God, that D-line is stacked now. My Lord.
Yeah, Josh Allen and Aidan Hutchinson, Logan Hall. That would be crazy. I heard what you were saying with Jahan Dotson. I did say before the show that I do have an idea for receiver that I want to go ahead and try to implement in this mock draft. and if anyone who knows me knows exactly where I'm going with this. So I would like to wait on receiver personally.
All right.
Let's look at linebacker because good Lord, Alex, we got to get Alex Anzalone out of it. And there's not really much there. Well, I say that, but Quay Walker probably would fit really nicely in this defense, and he can cover, which, you know, Alex Anzalone just needs to be out of there.
Grant, if this was still Matt Patricia's show, I would have really suggested Leo Chenal because, you know, Patricia, Belichick system. Chenal is literally a Belichick Patriots linebacker to a T. So I could kind of get that. But great. And also, Chad Muma, incredible player.
Mm-hmm. This is a really good linebacker class.
It really is. I know people give like Christian Harris a lot of crap, but I still kind of like him.
I've heard so many mixed things. And then people I trust, I've seen say he's one of the best Bama linebacker prospects we've seen in a while. So I don't know what to think about Christian Harris. We'll see what happens on draft day. I like the idea of pairing Quay Walker with Derek Barnes.
Yeah.
Who they drafted in the 4th round last year. Yeah. And then apparently they're starting Julian Aquara off ball, which I don't necessarily think makes much sense. So let's get a linebacker here. Or which one do you think? Do you think Quay Walker's the guy?
Judging by what it seems like the NFL's thinking, I'm going to go with Quay because we've heard that Quay has a potential to go late round 1.
Yeah,
you know, that's been really kind of the rumor for a good little while now. So I think like in terms of like value, I think the NFL would value Quay Walker more. So let's just go Walker.
I trust the sources I've seen on Twitter that say that Quay Walker will be the pick at 33 if he's there. So all right, let's go ahead and take a look at receiver here because I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do here. But we could wait.
We could.
I don't necessarily like these rankings all that much, and
neither do I. I'm a little bit higher on Pierce.
I've heard good things. David Bell, of course, had all the hype coming into the season, and then he just didn't test well. I don't like Jalen Tolbert personally, but that's just me.
Well, I have a take about Jalen Tolbert.
I want to hear it. I mean, we're in the middle of a mock draft, but let's hear it.
All right, he's quite literally. The hype Jalen Tolbert got for like preseason and even some parts of it, he's basically what people think of, you know, Christian Watson now. He's what people wanted him to be.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
You know what I mean? Like, I just see like people just kind of people freaked out over Tolbert. It's kind of like how they're going about Watson now. It's, you know, granted, I don't think they need this player because they already have Amon-Ra and he kind of be a little bit redundant. But I'm a humongous Wan'Dale Robinson fan. I know he didn't have the. I know he didn't have the best game against Georgia. You know, I mean, he's not the most perfect prospect, but I think what you can do with him, like in an offense and get it and scheme stuff up for him, I think it's truly, you know, worthy of a day 2 pick. But that's just me.
And see, you mentioned the Amon-Ra St. Brown thing. You want to know how many times I've seen my guy compared to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I agree with it quite a bit. That's the one holdup I have from taking Khalil Shakir here, is because he's a similar player. And you said it yourself, they need that true number 1.
Yeah.
And when I thought about that, I was thinking, you know, the receiver that makes the most sense here for the Lions, the one who has the chance in terms of the height, weight, speed profile to be the number 1 is your guy, Alec Pierce. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and defer here. Alec Pierce is probably going to go in the 2nd round in real life. Let's get the Lions a big, fast receiver that has a chance to be that number 1 with Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Chark.
I only messed up not watching Pierce. Oh, sorry, Austin, you go ahead.
We're going to go 32 drafts, and I'm pretty sure Khalil Shakir hasn't been picked by us in any of them.
Literally.
But, you know, that's okay. He's going to be a Cowboy in real life, and I'm going to be happy.
Why is Trey McBride still here?
Because pairing Trey McBride with TJ Hawkinson is too tempting. It's not needed, but there's not that many real big holes left after what we've addressed.
We could go another safety and get Cross.
We could. What often interior linemen are there? Because we're still starting Halapolivati Vaitai here in Detroit at right guard.
Okay, so they might not. Okay, Fortner's interesting, but I think he's a pure center. I know Ragnow can play guard, but I think they want to keep Ragnow at center. Maybe.
Yeah.
Luke Gadecki is awesome. He's a day 3 guy for me. But I know a lot of people, including Ryan Roberts, who runs Rise and Draft, who loves him to death. And I think granted, Gadecki, he has that kind of like tackle guard versatility.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously he'd probably try to play more guard in the NFL, but he's got good hand placement, really good lower half strength. I think he's decently flexible.
Do you think he's a better prospect than his teammate that's garnering first-round buzz?
Listen, okay. If Austin, okay, here's the thing, Austin. Technically, Raymond is graded higher for me. Actually, quite a bit higher for me than Gadecki is. But if I had to bet on someone being a bit more successful, I had to think Gadecki would be more successful in the NFL.
I like the idea of taking Gadecki here and putting him at right guard as competition for Vaitai.
Yeah.
And when you've got Decker, Jonah Jackson, Ragnow, and Sewell, that one piece here in the are we still in the third? Yes, this is a Rams pick, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard something that said Gadecki could go in the second. So
yeah,
it's a value. I'm good with that.
All right, cool. I was almost talking with Zach Tom, but I don't think he's a scheme fit.
Trey McBride just went off at like 111 to Washington.
That's disgusting.
Oh, Terrell Bernard.
Alex Wright's gone too.
Okay. Please fall to us. Nope, he didn't. I don't know when our next pick was, but I was hoping Carson Strong would be there. Wow, Detroit doesn't pick for a while after that 3rd round pick.
Damn.
It's going to be almost 100 picks.
Dear Lord.
I wish I'd have known that. I probably would have suggested a trade back.
Damn, all the running backs are here. Jesus.
All the running backs are always here because running backs don't matter. And
Darian Kendrick.
I think Darian Kendrick could go undrafted, man.
Oh no, that testing time, like for sure.
And the off the field, it's just bad. The Cowboys took Leon O'Neal, who's still running his 40-yard dash, so anything can happen. I have a feeling Dallas could take like 4 guys from Texas A&M this year between Kenyon Green, DeMarvin Leal, Michael Clemens, Jalen Wydermeyer, who he's gonna be a Cowboy. He's going to get drafted by the Cowboys, and then Leon O'Neal. It's gonna be just all the Texas A&M guys. So I don't know what I want to do here.
Well, we got needs still up here.
Quarterback. Is Bailey Zappi there at 177? No, but Caleb Ellaby is. So he's a Michigan kid, late round flyer.
Yeah. He's graded much higher than we have him ranked here. Also, I'm gonna let you decide because I've kind of like just.
No, I'm in. Let's take Caleb Ellaby. Get a backup for Jared Goff.
You mean a potential replacement for Jared Goff?
I would like that. I like Caleb Ellaby quite a bit. He's fun. He's one of those guys that you don't know if he'll ever be good, but he's very fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, we're back again. Hello.
Hey, there goes Jalen Wydermeyer. We were just talking about him. And Dallas took Cordell Volson. Man, we don't need a running back because DeAndre Swift is a beast.
Yeah.
Can we stop the slide of Rashad White? Or Jerome Ford? Any of them? Just take your pick. I know you're a big Jerome Ford guy. He could provide that speed that Swift doesn't necessarily have, that top end speed. So,
but I also love Rashad White too.
We did already take a Cincinnati Bearcat in this draft with Alec Pierce. So
yeah,
let's go with the Arizona State kid.
Yeah, kind of balance it out. Can't I have too many Bearcats? Because I've been doing like mock draft simulations for the past 3 days. And it never fails that I end up giving the team I'm drafting for just 2 or 3 Cincinnati people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I literally watched that entire team play football for.
Jack Fox is a good punter, right? I think Jack Fox is a good punter.
Does PFF have grades on punters?
I have no idea. Let's see. Jack Fox PFF grade was, I'm not seeing a grade because I don't have a subscription. He was second in gross average, so, seems like he's a pretty good punter.
Yeah.
And their kicker is Austin Seibert. We could look at a kicker here. Do we have another pick after this? That's my question.
No, this is it.
This is it. We haven't taken a corner because I really just don't think they need a corner because they have 5 on the roster that I like quite a bit. With Jeff Okuda, who I still have hope for. Amani Oruwariye, who had a good year. Mike Hughes has bounced around for a while, but he's in Detroit now.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They stole Afatu Melifonwu last year at 100 or whatever it was. And then Jerry Jacobs, the undrafted kid out of Arkansas, had a pretty decent year for them last year. Yeah. Our second tight end is Brock Wright.
I would be remiss if I said I didn't know who that was.
That's exactly my point. We've got 2 guys here that I'm kind of looking at. Your guy, Garrett Prince, who you've talked about quite a bit. And then Devon's guy, Derek Deese Jr., who I don't really know what happened to him. I don't hear his name very much anymore, but
I think some of that happened because he wasn't invited to the combine, so we really didn't get to see him test.
Yeah. I don't know. We could just kind of throw a dart here.
Yeah. I mean, some of the receivers are interesting, but it's oddly enough all the guys that I didn't get around to watching, like Malachi Polk or Charleston Rainbow.
Man, Jerrion Ely's fall from grace was sad. He was so good as a freshman.
Him and Zonovan Knight. Like, I remember people going nuts over Zonovan Knight over the summer, and now it's like I haven't heard crap about him.
I liked Zonovan Knight's backup more. I liked Ricky Person Jr. quite a bit.
Oh yeah, Ricky Person, he was cool.
Let's take Devon's tight end guy in Derek Deese, because why not? Last pick of the mock. We'll just have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the name of this game.
The Raiders just got punt god, even though they have an all-pro.
Hey man, you can never have too many punters.
Never too many punters. All right, let's take a look at what we're working with here. So we've got a pretty solid draft here. We got Kayvon Thibodeau, of course, who we think is going to be the future of the pass rush here in Detroit. Lewis Seen, who can be a true safety that they've really just not had for a while. Got a linebacker that can cover, height, weight, speed receiver in Alec Pierce, and some depth in the position groups, and then a potential starter at guard in Luke Gadecki. So overall, I think it's a pretty solid draft. What do you think, Nick?
If I was a Lions fan, I'd like this. I mean, Thibodeau has the chance to be a top player at his position. Lewis Seen is a starting safety, so is Quay Walker, and you can potentially get a number 1 or a very high level number 2 in Alec Pierce, and then Luke Gadecki, as you said, either a really good depth piece or just a guy who wins the starting job at guard. And then there's my guy Caleb Ellaby, who, as much as I want to believe that he might be able to take the job from Jared Goff later on down the line, at worst you're getting a high level backup, which I think in this market I think is fantastic.
High level backup for CJ Stroud next year. No, I feel like Bryce Young might be a better fit in Detroit, but we're not going to talk about that yet because we're still in the 2022 draft cycle. When you're seeing this, we're going to be 2 days away, and we'll be back on Wednesday, which when you're seeing this is tomorrow, with the Jaguars mock draft. So enjoy. We're almost there, guys. This has been Austin Mowell NFL. Nick, you can see on Twitter at PriceCheck3. We are with Blue Chip Scouting. You can find all of our work at bluechipscouting.com as well. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.